About a year ago, I reviewed this Eachine Sphere Link digital FPV camera and transmitter and matching receiver. It's an interesting little system built around the open source OpenIPC ecosystem that's capable of transmitting HD digital FPV over 5.8 gigahertz with up to 800 milliwatts of power. Now, the idea behind Sphere Link was pretty compelling. Instead of buying into a closed system like DJI or Walksnail, you could build a much cheaper open digital FPV setup using community developed firmware like OpenIPC or RubyFPV. But there was a catch. At the time, the only practical way to view the video feed from the receiver was using the Pixel Pilot app on an Android phone. That meant you ended up with slightly Heath Robinson setups, phones strapped into goggles or mounted on a ground station just to see the video feed. And yes, I actually built one of those, it worked, but it wasn't exactly the most elegant solution. Well, now there's a new piece to the puzzle. This Eachine Sphere Link receiver with an HDMI output. This little box promises to turn the open source digital FPV system into something much more practical. A receiver that you can plug straight into your FPV goggles or a monitor that's got a built-in DVR and an HDMI input. So in this video, I'm going to take a closer look at this, see how it works with the Sphere Link system that I've got on here, and find out whether it finally turns OpenIPC FPV into something that's actually practical to fly with. Hello and welcome to the Whirly Bloke channel. Instead of relying on a smartphone and the Pixel Pilot app, which is very clever, this receiver gives you a proper HDMI video output here so that you can plug it directly into your FPV goggles, and they provide one of these mini to medium-size HDMI cables for you. And in terms of specs, this works on 5.8 gigahertz, and just like the Sphere Link transmitter, this guy here, it supports HD video output at up to 1080p and 60 frames a second over HDMI. Now, it also supports up to 161 channels, and it's designed to run firmware from projects like OpenIPC and RubyFPV, which means it's built around an open source ecosystem rather than a closed proprietary system. And that's actually one of the most interesting aspects of this system and open source digital FPV in general. With systems like DJI, Walksnail and even HDZero to some extent, you're buying into a vendor-locked ecosystem. The goggles, receivers and transmitters are all designed to work only with that specific brand. But with something like this Sphere Link running OpenIPC, you're essentially working with an open platform. That means you can flash different firmware, experiment with different ground station setups, tweak bit rates, integrate telemetry, and sort of generally treat it more like a personal digital FPV system rather than a fixed product. And for me personally, one of the biggest practical advantages of this new receiver is just how easy it is to integrate with my existing gear. So I can literally stick this to the front of my HDZero goggles. If it sticks on there, that's good. And plug the HDMI cable, HDMI cable from there into my goggles like this. Power this up, and you can now use these goggles when you selected HDMI as the input source to display the Sphere Link video feed. It's absolutely fantastic. So effectively, with one small receiver box and a short HDMI cable, you can turn almost any goggles with an HDMI input into a very usable OpenIPC or RubyFPV system. In terms of power, they supply this XT60 to barrel connector that you just plug in the side here, like that. And you can power this from 7 to 26 volts, pretty much the same as the goggles. Now, obviously, you need a battery to power this and a battery to power the goggles, but I made up a very simple, if I can find it, where have I put that? Somewhere. Oh, here it is. Simple parallel connector. So I've got two XT60s. I can plug one battery into two cables, power this and this. You know, it's not as nice as just having the goggles, but it's actually very simple to set up. Like I say, very usable OpenIPC or RubyFPV system. Looks very neat. And I'm sure you could make a power arrangement using some clips and various bits and pieces to make that look absolutely superb. The receiver itself runs firmware from the OpenIPC ground station project, and that firmware turns the hardware inside the Sphere Link into a complete digital ground station. Once it's powered up, you get an on-screen menu that lets you configure things like the video channel, a whole load of settings, ground station options using the buttons on the receiver. Depending on which version you buy, the firmware may already be pre-installed. Some of the models come with 1 gig of RAM and a 32 gig micro SD card with the OpenIPC image already flashed. So you simply plug it into your HDMI goggles or your monitor, power it on, select the channel, and you're ready to go. And that's how mine came, but the GitHub repo has got all the instructions if you want to flash the firmware yourself. This has also got a built-in DVR, so if you've got an SD card plugged in the side, it will automatically store recordings in a DVR folder. And you can access those recordings over the network through the receiver's web interface or via a Samba share if the receiver is connected to your local network. Although, in my case, I just use the DVR built into my HDZero goggles. Now, under the hood, this receiver uses the RTL 8812 series Wi-Fi chipset for the digital video link. And there's even the option to add a second adapter if you want to experiment, with more advanced setups, although it will get hotter. So the overall software side is very much in keeping with the philosophy of open source. It's open, it's flexible, and it's designed for experimentation. So what's the verdict? Well, the big headline here is accessibility and openness. For a surprisingly small amount of money, you can build a full HD FPV system. And unlike most of the mainstream options, you're not locked into a single manufacturer. With OpenIPC and RubyFPV, this is much more of an open platform where firmware, features, and even hardware support, well, they're just evolving all the time. And the addition of this HDMI receiver is actually a really important step for digital FPV in general. Being able to plug it directly into goggles like my HDZero box goggles suddenly makes this a much more practical FPV setup than the original rather clunky phone-based solution. Now, it's not perfect. We know the latency is higher than HDZero, so if you're into racing or very aggressive freestyle flying, this probably isn't the system that you're going to choose. But for cinematic flying, cruising around, long range, or just relaxed FPV flying, which is what I do, the latency is perfectly usable and it's roughly the same as DJI. And when you consider the very low cost, the lack of vendor lock-in and the fact it's being actively developed and improved all the time, it becomes a really interesting option. With projects like RubyFPV expanding hardware support, including the upcoming Artisan modules, we're likely to see even more capable transmitters and receivers appearing over the next year or two. So, if you're the kind of pilot who enjoys experimenting, tinkering, and being part of a fast-moving open-source ecosystem, the Sphere Link platform is definitely something worth keeping an eye on. And honestly, I think this is one of the most interesting budget digital FPV systems emerging in the hobby right now. As usual, links to everything are in the video description if you fancy giving it a whirl. And if I get time, I'm also planning a follow-up video where I'll show the full installation, setup and configuration so you can see exactly how to get one of these running. Subscribe so that you don't miss it. And if you found that helpful, a thumbs up will mean a lot, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.